A very good morning, students. Now, today we are going to dissect the left ventricle and the left atrium here. Now, what I did here for the left ventricular, dissection. Okay, this is the anterior interventricular artery, the branch of the left coronary artery. This part is the left ventricle, apex is here, and this is the inferior border. What I did is that this part of the pulmonary trunk I just cut it because this was overlapping over the origin of this aorta. So this was the ascending aorta, and in this ascending aorta you can see the origin of the right coronary artery from right aortic sinus, and this is the left coronary artery which is taking origin from the left side or the left coronary sinus here. So this is the ascending aorta from where the two coronary arteries are taking origin. What I am going to do is that I will give a cut into the ascending aorta to reach to the aortic tricuspid, semilunar aortic valves, and then between the anterior and the left posterior valve I will start cutting it here and will come to cut here onto the left ventricular wall up to the apex, so as to expose simultaneously the left ventricular chamber as well as the ascending aorta lumen, so that we can see the tricuspid semilunar wall, aortic valve here, and then the aortic sinus and the opening of this coronary sinus from just above the sinus here. We will try to see it. I will come after a few minutes and will show you this dissection. Thank you. Welcome back, students. What I did here in this dissection was that, since I wanted to do the aortic walls, the semilunar wall, the aortic sinus, the ostium, that is the opening of the right and left coronary artery, I wanted to show you, and along with then I wanted to show its continuity with that of the left ventricular cavity. So what I did was that since this pulmonary trunk was overriding here, anteriorly coming in relation to the ascending aorta here, so I cut a portion of the pulmonary trunk. You can see here the cut portion of the pulmonary trunk, the proximal, and this is the distal. So this much segment of the pulmonary trunk was removed so as I can go on to the posterior aspect of this. And here what I did was this is the aorta, this is the ascending aorta is here. So what I did was that I gave a window dissection into the aorta so as to show you the lumen of aorta and its continuity here with that of the aortic sinuses. You can see there are the aortic sinus here, the dilatation of the ascending aorta just at the above the valves, semilunar walls. You can see this is a semilunar wall. There are two posterior, one is right posterior, this one, and another is the left posterior. I hope that you are seeing in the camera. This is the left posterior and this is the right posterior posterior valve. Now there is one anterior, and anterior is here. So I gave a cut between anterior and the left posterior. This cut was given between the anterior and the left posterior, this cut, and this cut was extending through the left, the interventricular branch of the left coronary artery. It was cutting here, and then I come on to the anterior aspect of the left ventricle, and slowly I just seeing inside the chamber, I cut a small portion, triangular portion of the anterior wall of the left chamber here, the left ventricular chamber. So the triangular anterior wall of the left ventricular chamber was removed just to show you the deeper structure or the inside of the left ventricle, inside of the I hope that you are seeing, because I am not able to see on the camera. So let us see this tricuspid valve, that is semilunar tricuspid aortic valve. This is open up. Was closed like that. Okay, it was closed. And after splitting it between the anterior and the left posterior, I just open, and here you can see the three semilunar valves. Okay, they are the aortic valves. Okay, left posterior, right posterior, and this is the anterior. Now the dilatation above these valves, okay, the cups valves, this dilatation are called as the aortic sinus. Okay, these three aortic sinuses are there, right? Okay, posterior, left posterior, and this dilatation is the anterior aortic sinus. Now the right aortic artery, I mean to say the right coronary artery, not aortic, but coronary artery will open here into the sinus, what is called as the ostium. I hope that you are seeing the forceps going in this ostium. See this? This is the ostium or opening of the right coronary artery, and then it will continue here. I will show you this. This is that right coronary artery is there. Okay, so this is how the right coronary artery will begin from the right coronary, sinus. And here is the left posterior and valve, and just this sinus above, there is the opening here, and this opening, I hope that I will just put it here. The tip of the forceps is in the ostium, or the opening of the left coronary artery, which I can show you here. This is that beginning of the left coronary artery is here. So you have seen. Let us see the valves once again. Through posterior, left posterior, right posterior, and anterior. And I, if just bring it back here, okay, restore it here. This will be the, I will try to show you the ventral, the upper surface of these valves, aortic valves. If you can see the upper surface of the aortic valve through this opening, and then this is seen from here. Now below the valves, this is the ventricular chamber. You can see the ventricular chamber. Just I have opened this, a small piece of the anterior wall of the left ventricular wall, and you can see that it is very thick. The left ventricular wall is very thick, and here you can see the inferior part is highly rough, though the trabeculae carni, as they are called as, that is the ridges, bridges, and papillary muscle roughening formed by these three kind of the ridges, okay, that is trabeculae carni is quite here extensive as compared to that of the left, and the whole of the inferior part of the chamber of this is occupied by this roughening. Now see this part where I am putting the finger here, which is just below that of the aortic opening. This is the smooth part. If we just, this is the smooth part through which is the outgoing or outflow portion of this left ventricle. Okay, left ventricle. In this left ventricular cavity, you can see the papillary muscle. Out of the two papillary muscle which should be present, anterior and posterior papillary muscle, here you can see that this anterior papillary muscle, which is attached to the anterior wall of the left ventricle here, you can see that it is very strong papillary muscle, and so many thread-like structures, they are taking origin from the apical portion of this papillary muscle. These are chorda tendini. And another feature to note here is that the chorda tendini, they are going on to the ventricular surface of the atrioventricular valve, the cusp. There are two cusps, an anterior mitral wall cusp and a posterior mitral wall cusp. So this is, they are going to the margin and onto the ventricular surface, okay, and but most of them here, see this bunch of the car, it is going to the posterior wall also. That means the anterior papillary muscle is sending its chordae tendini, okay, not only to the anterior cusp, because to also to that of the posterior cusp. The other papillary muscle which are seen, they are posterior, but here they are quite weak, not as good as as strong as that of the anterior papillary muscle, and these are the two posterior papillary muscles are there, and cardia tendini from these two posterior papillary muscles, they are also going to both anterior and the posterior cusp of the mitral wall. Let us see this cusp of the mitral wall, and from where the blood comes to the left ventricle. I have just put my finger into this atrioventricular orifice, which is quite a big orifice here. Now what I will do is that I will cut this papillary muscle, okay, or slightly I will cut some of the cardi tendini so that you can see the posterior cusp. Right now it is difficult for me to show you the posterior cusp mitral wall, okay, cusp of the mitral wall. So I think I am cutting this, and then we can go on to the posterior aspect here. I think I can go after cutting. Yes, after reflecting the anterior cusp slightly upward, there is the presence of the posterior cusp can be seen here. I hope you are seeing, because I am not seeing at the screen. Okay, see this. This is the posterior cusp where the cardi tendini are attached to the margin of the posterior cusp. So there are two cusps, an anterior cusp which is under my thumb, and this is that the posterior cusp is seen here. It is the posterior cusp which is giving attachment to the cardi tendini is seen here. What I will do now, I will pass my finger from the atrium, left atrium, and will bring it into the left ventricular cavity here. This is the left ventricular. Just in front of this is the anterior cusp is here, which is completely seen, and this anterior cusp is interposed between the atrioventricular orifice or mitral, which is guarded by the mitral wall, atrioventricular, left atrio, and it is lying between the aortic opening also, which is guarded by the semilunar wall. That means both the surfaces of this anterior cusp, that is the atrial surface and the ventricular surface, both will come in contact with the blood. When the blood is coming from the atrial chamber into the ventricle, it is bathing, or it is coming in contact with the upper surface or atrial surface, and when it is going into the outflow channel, then the ventricular surface of the anterior cusp will come in contact with the blood. While the blood is going into the ascending aorta, it is going into the ascending aorta. It is here. So this is the dissection of the ventricular chamber, the opening of the aortic valves, okay, and the ascending part of the aorta in continuity. Okay, because it is real difficult to show you the ventricular chamber by making this small window. So I thought that why not to open in continuity so that you can understand it in a better way. So what we learn in this ventricular chamber, most of the part is the rough trabeculae cornis, roughening is there. Only the part which is smooth is just below the aortic opening, okay, for the outgoing blood. Then there are two walls, an anterior cusp in the atrioventricular wall, the mitral valves, and then there is a posterior wall which is placed. So there are only two valves, okay, and there are mostly two papillary muscle, and anterior papillary muscle which you have seen is very strong here, giving the cardi tendini for both the valves here, and then you have seen the posterior papillary are two small one, okay, they are some of the cardi tendini for the posterior wall are coming directly from the heart without any papillary muscle, okay, so they are coming. So this completes the dissection of the chamber of the left chamber of the heart. It is here, left chamber of the heart.